them are more than pals.
Our show can be a little gay,
But if you're not,
that's okay.
you can listen and have fun either way. Xena, Star Wars, Doctor Who, guests and music and reviews. Game of Thrones, Winona too. We promise there's something for you. She nerds out. We're girls that like dirty things. Dirty things.
Hello and welcome to the She Nerds Out podcast. I'm Kat.
Ooh, I'm Wendy.
And this is Tara. It's Anne. Psych.
Oh, I guess funny.
I'm
I'm a little champagne drunk. It's
Aren't we
fine.
all?
Really?
Aren't we
What?
all?
Jokes
Oh, yeah.
on them. They thought, who's going to drink $22 worth
Hey.
of bottomless
I should probably add that
mimosas? And
to
it
the
was
rundown.
us.
We
Okay,
had to
hold
get our
on.
money's worth, baby.
Yeah, hold on. Before we start talking about it, let me do some business here. On today's episode, we have some Lucy Lawless news. We're talking some Nyad. We're talking Encounters, episode 2. And of course, we have a mail sack. But first, Wendy, tell us all about Bruisey Brunch.
Brucey, me.
Were we fighting?
We had brunch and we had bottomless mimosas.
Did I say boozy or bruisey?
You said I heard bruisey, but I'm also champagne drunk. I got champagne problems.
Look, this whole Brucey brunch thing has not happened that long ago. We're still look. The three of us had the bottomless mimosas.
That's true. Of the whole table, we were the only
We
three.
were the only three,
Makes
and now we're
sense.
podcasting. So that should give you a heads up.
I never saw the bottom of my glass. Did
No,
you?
she kept refilling it. She's like, "You need more?" I'm like, well, we paid for it, so yeah.
Yeah, Daniela was very good to us.
Ooh-wee.
And I'm a little sad because we could have switched over to
Bloody Mary.
At one, we could
Yeah,
do
but those are
one
gross.
switch.
Yeah, she didn't
But
really give us a
kinda-
chance to.
I know. I kind of wanted to do one at the end,
Yeah, it's probably better that we didn't do that.
most likely.
Y'all
you
be
know-
on your own. I don't do no Bloody Mary.
Yeah, I mean, starting with champagne, ending with vodka, that doesn't sound like a good idea.
No, it was a
Is
long
that what's
brunch.
in Bloody Marys? That's gross.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I
What do
made
you-
coffee when I came home.
Oh, that's smart.
I'm gonna crash hard tonight.
I
that's all
was
I'm saying.
tempted to keep the party going, but I just
So
want
was
to-
I.
I know, right?
But
What?
it's kind of early.
Y'all didn't say that. I would have stuck around.
No,
Well,
I
we
meant
are
when I
keeping
got
the party
home.
going right
I
here.
mean, here. That's what I meant. Like, do I pour myself water or do I
Oh.
pour myself some more?
No,
I
I'm done with
know.
the alcohol.
I was like,
Yeah.
should I keep this good feeling going and get some wine? And I had coffee and a donut instead.
Oh my
And now my
God.
coffee has bits of donut chunks in it.
Mm.
I mean, there's worse things.
Oh, fine.
It's hilarious.
But can we also talk about how my car was parked?
Sure.
I would have never got my car out of there.
And then some car pulled up in your only exit. What
so
happened?
So we valeted and met us there. Banana Cat was brave enough to drive 4 of us to brunch, and then Anne met us there because it was Anne's idea to go to Hoary Calabasas.
Calabasas for horse.
So then we valeted. So then Anne, do you want to take it from here?
Well, I don't know about anybody else, but usually when I find out we're going somewhere, I'm like, what's the parking situation? I also look at the menu.
Sure.
I like to have all the details right away. I got there, the parking, it wasn't a bad situation. It was just confusing because I
Yeah.
couldn't, the front of the building wasn't very obvious. The signage was not great. So first I pulled into the wrong place, which had valet, because it's like a bougier part
Yeah, it's for
of
horse.
the world. Yeah. Bougie horse. And so I thought I was going to be late, but I was actually before them.
Thank God.
So then I looped around and then I found another parking spot, but it said self-parking, $7.50, cash only. I don't carry cash. So I was like, well, I can't park here. So I looped back around and then I was like, well, there's valet over there, but I see tons of parking over there. Like, maybe that's not it. So I looped back around a different spot and I was like, nope, that's definitely it. And then I rolled down my window and the guy was like, can I help you? And I'm like, I'm just trying to get, and I said the name of the place. And he's like, give me your car.
Oh.
Ah,
And I was like, okay. And he's like, give me your car. Breakfast ends at 11. You better hurry.
Oh my
It was like 10 to 11. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. So,
You were
but then
hijacked.
yes, but so then when we went to leave, we like had some things we wanted to exchange with each other and we were parked close by. And so we just asked for our keys. We're like, we'll just get ourselves out of our spots because we're going to chit chat for a minute at our cars.
As we do.
And I looked at my car and I'm like, there's no way I can get myself out of that parking spot. It was so close to the car next to me on the driver's side. On the other side, there was like a sidewalk and a bunch of potted plants. Behind me was it was the corner.
Yeah, it's a crosswalk.
And then Kat's like, do you want me to do it? And I'm like, yeah, I can't. I'm panicking. I can't get out of this spot. And then just as Kat tries to get in because my seat's so far up. And you even moved the mirror. I'm like, you moved the mirror. You touched everything in my car.
If I looked out the mirror,
changed the radio stations while you were in
I couldn't see anything. The mirror was like pointing down. It's like, oh my God, who's in this car?
Just as Kat's about to leave, a car pulls out into the only spot that Kat could have gotten out. Finally,
It's very tight.
It's like, you can't park there yet. Just like, but there was parking everywhere.
I
Why did they
know.
park us like
I
we
don't
were at Dodger
know.
Stadium?
It's very strange.
It was like we're at the Hollywood Bowl.
Yeah, kind of. Kind of, yeah. But I was able to do it with everybody's help.
You are a hero.
After having many, many mimosas.
I trusted you even then that you would be better than I was.
That's friendship right there.
Yes.
In any event, it was a great brunch.
It was a good brunch.
oh yeah, it went long. It was fun.
Yeah.
We just sat there eating, drinking. I had
Yeah.
pancakes. There was too much pancake.
It was delightful.
Yeah,
We tried your pancake when you went to the bathroom. We all agreed it was really good.
it was good. It was just
Yeah.
too much.
Do you think
I
it
don't
was
like it.
chocolate?
No, it wasn't. It was some gluten-free thing, and it was like a dark brown
Yeah.
It tasted chocolatey.
pancake.
It
It
looked
wasn't
chocolate.
intentionally chocolate,
Oh.
Interesting.
but
what the brown was.
pancakes sounded good, so I had them. Yeah, I just don't like it when they like we're gonna charge you $23 for pancakes and you get a giant stack. I'm like, just charge me less and give me one pancake. That's all I need. I don't
A
need a giant
pancake.
stack of pancakes.
Well, hey, we got our money's worth on the
Yeah, we
bottomless
did.
mimosas. So
We did.
jokes on them.
And do you want to explain why it's Calabasas is for whores?
Because my daughter was pissed that I didn't pick up the phone to come pick her up from the gym that's 4 blocks away from our house. She needed a ride. And I said, I'm in Calabasas having brunch. Too bad. And then when I came home, she was mad at me and said, did you bring me food? And I said, no, you could make some of your own food. She goes, well, I'm hungry. And you were out whoring around in Calabasas. So apparently Virginia's for lovers and Calabasas is for whores
Good to know.
Put it on a
Good
shirt.
to know.
and pumpkins.
And pumpkins. Pumpkins are for whores.
And if you could even picture the place we were, it was like a bougie, fake old Western town
Yeah.
with like a bougie general store.
Yeah, a lot of wood, grain.
Yeah, it really wanted to look old, but it was all new.
It was very bougie.
Yeah.
It was nice. I liked it.
Bougie. Bougie horse. Bougie horse.
All right, Wendy, why don't you take us away?
Okay, it's birthday time. Let's see. December 11th. Too bad Tara's not here for this one because it's someone she likes a lot. Haley Steinfeld
Oh,
Oh.
who doesn't
of the
love
awesome,
her?
shockingly to say, awesome Hawkeye.
I know.
So good.
I'm still surprised.
I know.
I love that show.
Good stuff. Yeah.
Okay, she's a youngin. She's just a child.
She's a baby.
Ish.
So I'm gonna say 22.
Really?
Yeah.
She's that childy?
I don't know.
You don't have to listen to her.
Okay. I know. I'm gonna say 32.
Well, She's 27. She will be 27 on
she is
December
20.
11th.
Okay.
Ooh.
Older than I
Haley
thought.
Steinfeld.
All right.
Where does she live?
I don't know.
I'm not her address, but is she California or New York?
That's a good question.
That's a very good
She
question.
might be bi-coastal.
Okay. We don't know her personal life.
Wherever she wants.
It's not.
That's where she lives.
None of our business.
Next up, for December 13th is a singer that I don't know if you've heard of her or not. She's kind of low key. Although I say on famous birthdays, they have rankings of how relevant the celebrities are. She is number 1.
Oh.
That would be Taylor Swift.
Oh,
The most
Tay-Tay.
highly ranked cat lady in America.
Man.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, she's cat lady.
feel like I
Taylor
was born for
Swift.
this
I feel
moment.
like
She's
December
the most famous
13th.
woman in the world right now.
well, Time. She was Time's Person of the Year.
She's amazing.
I have
Yeah.
no idea. And I'm going to let you go first on this one.
I'm
'cause
gonna
you're,
say-
you're a Taylor head, right?
I'm not a Swiftie, but I do enjoy me some Taylor a lot.
I
Um,
respect her for what she's done.
I do too. I think she's great.
Yeah.
Amazing. I
You
mean,
can't not like her. I mean, I'm not a Swiftie either, but I respect all that
generous, smart businesswoman,
Yeah.
Yes.
talented.
Yeah, she's great.
I think she's a looker.
Oh, really? I'd never thought about it.
Yeah. I'm gonna say 30 something. 30. I'm gonna say 32.
I'm going to say 34.
Oh, you're right.
Oh,
Cat
look
wins
at
this round.
you.
Born in 1989, she will be 34 years old. Go buy your Taylor Swift Time
Sorry,
Person of
when-
the Year
When,
covers.
when was she born?
89.
Oh, God.
I know. I remember when they were talking about like,
I don't know how to make it stop.
and I was like,
Oh,
oh,
are
it
you
should
playing
be
the
it should
music?
be the striker. People because we have strike stories all year long, like it's a big thing. And then I'm like, no one's gonna buy a damn Time magazine with a picture of a person striking on the cover. But Taylor
Yeah.
Swift, they have 3 different covers, and people will buy all 3. So good move.
Did
Good move.
Did you see, like, it was her own tweet, and they were like, can you be the person on the cover of Time magazine? And she was like, can I bring my cat?
Oh,
And like one of them is like with her cat. Did you
Yes.
see that one?
Yes.
Of course you saw it.
that's really cute.
I mean, she's a freaking cat lady. How could you not like her?
Happy birthday, Taylor.
Happy birthday, Taylor.
Happy birthday, Taylor.
Call me.
Here's a person that I'm looking up now, and I had no idea she was in the movie Serenity until I'm looking at this right now. Sarah Paulson, who is awesome in her own right. I had no idea she was in
She's in
freaking
Serenity?
Serenity. Not a big part. She's got like a little part of. She's like a hologram. But I
The
did not realize that was Sarah Paulson.
the like brown coat. What's it called?
I mean,
the name of that show?
It's the brown coat. Firefly.
The
Yeah.
Firefly movie, Serenity.
Yeah. Sarah Paulson had a little part in that.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah. She's done some things since then.
Sarah
What was the one that
Paulson.
O.J. Simpson, People versus O.J. Simpson, American
Yeah.
Crime Story? I don't know if
Oh,
you
yeah.
saw that, but she
Marcia
was
Clark.
She's
flippin'
the lawyer, right?
amazing.
Yeah,
she was
Marcia Clark.
so good. She was so good in that.
Yeah, she's
That was such a good show.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say she's a darn good actress.
She's a freaking fantastic.
But how
She's also
old
been in
is she?
several. What is it? What's the creepy thing?
Ratchet.
Oh, yeah.
American Horror Story.
American Horror
Yeah.
Story. Oh, and Hatchet too.
Ratchet.
Ratchet, sure.
Hatchet's a different
She's
story.
Brian Murphy's favorite lady.
One of them, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say she's 40. No, I'm gonna say 52.
I'm gonna say 48.
She is today, but on the 17th of December, she will turn 49.
Oh,
Nice job, Ann.
But that was close. Close.
Very-
Good job. Sorry, we're going to be doing that a lot because
can't
that
help
song's
it.
in our heads.
We are so sorry.
It's Makiba by Jane. Jain.
Okay.
It's been around a while, but it's just when you get it in your head, you can't stop.
Yeah,
And we can't stop.
we
We
can't.
can't stop,
So,
won't stop.
Sorry.
Won't stop. You want to do mail?
Well, what about you? You had a thing.
Oh, guess what I did last night? I forgot because I've already talked to y'all about it in person.
Yeah, that's fine.
I
You
went
didn't
to it.
say anything about this at brunch. I'm just seeing it in the rundown.
I did in
on
the car on the way
on
there.
the car over.
Oh,
Sorry.
sorry, I missed it. 'cause
Went to
I
a-
drove by myself.
I went to a screening last night of the film Maestro, directed by and starring Bradley Cooper. But they had a screening of it last night at the TCL Chinese Theater, whatever it's called. And I had a ticket, third row, darn near center. And because they had a Q&A, in-person Q&A after with Bradley and one of the producers from the film, Steven Spielberg. And when I saw that Steven Spielberg was going to be there, I said, I don't care about anything else. I want to go see Steven Spielberg. So, the movie was very good. It was interesting. I mean, it wasn't perfect. There were some interesting choices, but it was good. It was visually very interesting. But afterwards, Bradley and Steven came out for 45-ish minute Q&A. And I was right there up in it, third row, and watching my favorite director who made the films of my childhood. And that sounds like an insult. Like, oh, he made the films from my childhood. Yeah, they're still relevant today. And he still makes amazing films today. But when you're a child of the late...
I don't think that's insulting.
I think he's a film of like current people's childhoods as well.
True.
He's been directing forever.
But it's not like he's like, oh, he's made films of my childhood and like we never heard of him again. No, I mean it's just
everyone.
And when the films of your childhood are Raiders of the Lost Ark and E.T. and Close Encounters,
Yeah,
I mean it's
Jurassic
ridiculous.
Park.
You had a good
Well,
kid.
now you're dating yourself.
Kidhood.
And it's fine.
I'm fine with that. I am thrilled to have grown up, and those are the movies that influenced me as a kid. I mean,
Now, how did you
get any
get
better
such
than
good
that.
seats?
Nothing I did. I got an email. I was on the Chinese Theater mailing list, and I got an email one day at work, and it said, "Hey, there's a screening of Maestro IMAX with a Q&A with Steven and Bradley following it." And I clicked on the link, and I was clicking on some seats. I was like, should I just see if someone wants to go? But and I would click on a seat, and it would be like, oh no, this seat's gone. And there was one in the third row, 5 seats from center, and I clicked on it. It was available. I'm like, screw it. I'm just going to get this seat. I'm just going to get this ticket. I want to be right front center for Steven Spielberg. So I did. And they were gone in like 20 minutes.
Was it expensive?
It was $30. So yeah, it was more expensive than a normal movie ticket, but it was also IMAX.
Cheaper than our brunch one day.
Steven Spielberg, right. It was cheaper than my brunch today. Steven and Bradley Cooper just sitting there like within 20 feet of me, just
so good
chatting about movies. So it was very cool.
Now, Kat in the last episode said bring something for him to sign just in case. Did you heed that advice?
I did. I actually did find a book I had, just films of Steven Spielberg that was I could fit in my purse, and a couple of markers, but he didn't stick around, so I didn't see him.
At least you were prepared.
I was definitely prepared. I lingered a little bit just in case, and then when I saw the bodyguards come out and somebody handed the chairs they sat in to someone else, and the bodyguards came out and they were like, "Oh, good working with you. I'll see you next time." And they were leaving. I'm like, he's gone.
They're like, "Ma'am, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here."
Right.
The chairs have left the building.
The lights have turned off.
So I'm sure they rushed out of there and they were gone. But yeah, it was cool. It was a fun night for sure.
Awesome. Cool. You get to share the same air.
I did. I
Steven Spielberg.
Breathed. Oh my gosh, still have hiccup.
Did you just hiccup?
I've been hiccuping all day. Damn.
This is perfect.
What the hell?
Damn
it. I breathed the same air as Steven Spielberg. This isn't going to stop. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I'm happy about it. Why don't we go ahead and read some mail? We're going to jump in the old mail sack.
All right, I'll try.
You want to do
I'm going to start with Jennifer. Her subject is "'Tis the Season." I'm sorry, Jen, if I hiccup through this whole thing. Hi. Hey, geriatric millennials.
Hey.
I guess that's accurate there.
I guess that's us.
Yeah. It turns out Daniel loves Christmas. For those of you who don't know, Daniel is also known as Bubbles.
Bubbles.
He looks at our Christmas tree and says, "Stars so pretty," as he tries to unscrew the lights. Could he be any more mischievous as he gives me the side eye as he pulls out the plug and runs away with a delighted giggle? Oh, Rip Matthew Perry. He got to see Santa this weekend at a local donut shop. There was a cookie decorating station. Santa likes donuts. So I bought a cookie so we could later decorate it at home. I was holding his hand with the bag in my other hand, and all of a sudden I looked down and Daniel is eating a cookie. Confused, I look in the bag. The cookie's still there. I gasped and say to the workers manning the station, "He took a cookie!" The workers and I laughed and said how no one noticed him take a cookie. We were astonished about how sly he was. One of the ladies said that Daniel didn't seem that sorry, just hungry. I offered to pay for the cookie, but they declined.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, you're right, because Daniel should pay for the cookie.
That's right.
He took the cookie. We stood in line to see Santa, and when it was his turn, he screamed, "Santa!" and ran up to him and sat in his lap. I took some pictures of him looking constipated, and it was a grand old time. On our way home, we reminded him that he shouldn't just take things. He responded by looking out the window and changing the subject. Christmas lights! A bit off topic here, but I was on Instagram the other day, and I saw a post by Emma Watson. And then went on Facebook and saw an article about Justin Bieber. And then I came to the fact that they look a lot alike. And I have a movie proposal that I think would be a hit. In the movie, they play twins who had a falling out, but they come back together as they prepare to say goodbye to their dying mother.
Oh, okay.
Upon seeing her, they both kiss her eyelids. Some weird stuff ensues where they go to a museum and dare each other to lick paintings until they're both kicked out. On another time where they go to a coffee shop and stick their finger in people's drinks and hum for 5 seconds. As they watch their mother take her last breath, she utters, "I know the truth," to which they reply, "We know." The twist is they're both aliens.
Oh.
The kiss was a fast-acting poison where that would kill the scientists faster, therefore not allowing her to inform the nation that aliens exist. The paint from the artwork is like water to them, and the humming was to inform the hive that they were close in their operation of killing the woman. They went back to their planet as heroes. Title, From Here to There. Anyway, I have a lot of time on my hands and think of weird things every once in a while.
Wow.
Like my ideal for wall levers to make things that are high up come to level so there's no need for step stools. Basically a conveyor belt / Ferris wheel wall.
Oh.
Welcome to my TED Talk, Jennifer. P.S. We had our anniversary dinner and the steak made me have an out-of-body experience for the moment.
Oh, that sounds like a good thing.
Okay, I don't understand the movie, but I like the idea of like a wall lever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just usually climb on the cabinets if I need to reach something.
I'm looking at this food. That's a good-looking steak.
Yeah, that steak looks delicious.
And then there's bubbles.
He doesn't look constipated.
He looks happy.
I don't know
Wendy, do you have a
Santa's doing.
photo of yourself sitting on Santa's lap?
I have no doubt that I do. Not handy, but I definitely
We need to
sat
find
on Santa's
one
lap.
and post all three of us on Santa's lap.
That'd be
Yeah,
nice.
that'd be fun.
Okay.
Some age.
Well, I'm
Not
going
like,
home.
don't go this week and get a pic. It has to be when you're little.
We should go.
Well, I'm going home to Texas, so I can always see if there's
Yeah.
Mhm.
You gotta look.
find one.
Gotta
You
find
Look,
one.
stuff's
Come
in
on.
boxes. If Mom doesn't have it at her apartment in her little living center, then I won't be able to find one.
Wendy, you gotta find one.
Gotta find one.
I don't know where the albums are. Everything's in boxes, but she does have some photo albums at her place, so I'll try to remember to look through those.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. All right.
Because
I'll
I
give you a
definitely
pass.
sat on Santa. Oh, there's Bubbles looking at Christmas lights. Oh, he's so excited.
And there's a video of him with
Yeah.
Santa as well.
He's
Good
the
old
cutest little boy
Bubbles.
ever. Did you know that, Ian? That he's the cutest little boy ever.
He's pretty darn cute.
He's
I
sitting
just
there
love
with
that he calls
Santa.
himself Bubbles.
That's pretty great. He's a
Ah,
good.
he's so
Good
cute.
pseudonym. I'm looking forward to the book he writes.
I wish every kid was like
His
Bubbles.
pen name is Bubbles. I have an email from Suze.
Oh, great.
And
Hi,
it says,
Suze.
Hey guys, I just finished listening to the pod and thought I'd check my Spotify Unwrapped, which is wrapped. Crying smiley face emoji. Surprise, surprise. You are my #1 podcast. I'm
Hey.
also happy to report that I'll be joining Mish in your top 3%.
Ooh.
Nice.
Ooh.
pretty good.
7,000. No, 2,000. This numbers get me.
6,000.
minutes.
2,000 783 minutes. Listening to my three favorite nerds and the awesome Anne. What a great way to spend the year. Love you guys, Suze. And
Love
then
you, Suze.
Suze attached images for receipt of actual
Look at
number
that.
one.
So let's look at Suze's top 4 podcasts. Number 1, The Great Snop. She nerds out. Have you heard of it? My Favorite Murder, which, Anne, you and I used to listen to all the time. I don't really listen to it anymore.
I don't have enough time.
Yeah.
But yeah, all of these are, I'm a big fan of all of these.
Same. And then Who Shat on the Floor of My Wedding is so good. If you haven't listened to it out there in podcast land, give it a listen. It's fun. You won't be sorry. And then number 4 is the My Mistake podcast with John and Kat.
Heard of it?
Suze, you have such good taste.
You do have good taste, Suze. While we're talking about podcasts, I recommend...
And edited by Ann Hicks Bleecker, by the way.
Me, the
You.
whore of Calabas. I do declare.
The biggest whore of them all.
Put it on my gravestone. There's a new podcast I've been listening to.
Oh, tell me.
And I told you, it's called Smoke Screen.
Right.
My Fugitive Dad. And it's about this woman and her dad on his deathbed told her about a crime, a bank heist he committed and got away with for like 50 years. And now she has a podcast about it. It just came out last week. It's pretty good.
It sounds amazing. I have to listen to it.
You didn't listen to it yet?
I haven't done it yet.
Oh, it's really good. Okay.
I'll for sure listen to it as soon as we get out of this recording thing that we're doing.
Okay, fine.
Suze, thank you for the email. We appreciate you.
Thank
We
you,
love
Suze.
Hey guys, I have an email from Mish.
Hey, Mish.
Subject is salutations are for suckers.
Oh.
Mish says, yes, the Oak Island stuff in my last email was just me trying to fuck with Tara. They say the best lies have a kernel of truth, and I can't believe I wasted my nugget of truth about it being my boss's favorite show, and Tara wasn't even there to be annoyed. But I guess it's good to know I was right when I made stuff up about it hitting the same brain sweet spots as football and gambling. Yes, you got to say, okay, let's just file that away, Mish, because we're going to need you to do that again, okay? DLC stands for downloadable content, which I think, Wendy, you nailed that one last time.
I Googled it.
It's like an expansion for a game, a few more hours of gameplay and story without being a full sequel. The gay one in question was Horizon Forbidden West, the Burning Shores DLC. Sony made the protagonist of their flagship original IP a queer lady. I guess actually that makes 2 flagship original IPs led by queer ladies. Given The Last of Us Part 2, suck it, Xbox. Horizon Forbidden West. That sounds really fun. I might have to check that out. Also, Beck. I think it was Beck. I gotta say, I hard agree with the calls to just not do Elf on the Shelf. You can say he got arrested for impersonating an officer or fired for lacking probable cause or disbarred for violating proper jurisdiction. The head honcho elf violated the Fourth Amendment guarantee against unreasonable search and seizure, so all his underlings around the world had to go home. It'll be a good opportunity to radicalize kids against the surveillance state. This is a good idea. Or maybe it's just a good thing I don't have or want kids. Same, Mish. Same.
Mish, are you a lawyer? Because you sound like a lawyer, and
Yeah.
we could use you for PodCourt.
There are some big words there. That's true. We have to talk about PodCourt actually later.
After the new year.
Yeah, we have to.
The courts are backed up during the holidays.
I see. All right. Well, we'll see. Thank you, Mish. Love you.
Thanks,
And yes,
Mish.
you got to hold on to that kernel of truth. We're gonna need an all Oak Island mail sack when Tara gets back. So appreciate you.
I got an email from AK.
Okay.
Murder at the End of the World is the title because it's an
Okay.
awesome freaking show. It says, hey nerds, is it just me or is the likeness between Emma Corrin and a young Jodie Foster deeply disconcerting? No, I mean it's there. It's not disconcerting to me because I think it's cool. And AK, I thought the same thing. I remember watching it, thinking there is a resemblance or like a likeness, and thinking I could have seen Jodie Foster play in this part in another like years ago when she was that age. So yes,
Nice.
I'd forgotten that I actually thought she did remind me of Jodie Foster. So glad I'm not the only one. Um, AK says, I just started watching Murder at the End of the World because I heard good things on here because it's a great show. It's a great show. I'm really curious to hear how it's 2 episodes left. I can't wait to see how this all wraps up. AK says, speaking of which, since the whole Les Bomb incident, Prime has been lobbing queer movie suggestions at me, and it just threw up something called Marion Gay. And it got me thinking that you've not made any Christmas film club suggestions for this year. I'm not necessarily suggesting this movie. I wouldn't know, but maybe it can't be worse than Les Bomb. Do you have any festive queer movie recs for quiet Christmas evenings?
Queer movie Rex. That's tough.
I forgot the name of it.
There's a gay Hallmark movie coming out, but I think on the 17th, so we haven't seen it yet.
There's a gay one on Amazon. Oh fuck! It's
Does
cute.
anyone know of any to recommend, like new Christmas gay movies?
So wait, and did you watch this one that you're trying to describe here?
Yeah, it's on Amazon,
Okay.
and it's gay.
Okay.
As 2 girls.
Great. That makes sense. What's it called?
I think it's called Looking for Her.
Oh, okay.
Let me Google.
Yeah,
Let me Amazon Looking for.
Google.
There is a movie called that.
It was
in
really
2022.
cute.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I recommend that. It's very cute. It's very Hallmarky. It's on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
It's called Looking for Her.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's super cute. It's like Hallmarky fanficky. Like
Love that.
Fake dating. It's cute.
Okay.
Okay. I think that's the premise of the Hallmark movie coming out. Like they're pretending to be together for the sake of Christmas, and then of course,
They fall in love.
they fall for each other.
And not this other one's not queer, but I just watched it and it has Jennifer Garner in it. And it has a lot of fun, silly stuff. And it who's the other guy? Ed Helms, is that his name?
Yeah.
And it's called Family Switch, and that's on Netflix. It's very fun. Not queer, but it's really cute anyway.
Okay. I've heard
I want to see that.
Yep.
Jennifer Garner's awesome.
All right.
AK says, Sir Carrie, it sounds to me as though you've been charged with a quest. Congratulations. It's a big moment for a night. Our lieges, Kat and Wendy, require you to attempt to watch all of Star Wars in timeline order. Now, this is probably going to prove to be an impossible mission. It's not impossible. As Disney brings out new seasons of things that fill in gaps, and eventually they'll bring out something that fits in between your now. But don't let that deter you. You can attempt to do it to the best of your abilities. This is your mission. Should you choose to accept it, good luck, and may the Force be with you. Be sure to let us know when you begin so that any knights or squires or tarts who wish to may join you and ride alongside you in your quest. I don't think it's that big of a task. It's a lot of movies, but...
It is.
Yeah. Sir Mish, and hail and well met. You just became directly responsible for me becoming aware that Sam Smith's Unholy. Nice one, and thanks for that. And 2, if you happen to be listening.
Very good.
Happy B-Rex. Is it just me, or did you get a pretty good hey back with Anne? Interesting. Interesting face. I can never see a mad, giant, inflatable, brightly lit dinosaur without thinking of you now. It's a thing.
true.
So going to a park full of them blew my mind a bit. Who knew such a sight could be seen near Milton Keynes, or whatever it is, of all places. If calling me Ack is Acker related, I'll totally take it. The awesomeness of Amy Acker is why I'm here, after all. Love you guys, AK. I'll call you Ack.
Love you, AK.
Love you, AK. There is only one Acker, but you know.
Yeah, Ack is.
I'll call you Ack.
Is,
It's a compliment.
Ack is available.
Ack.
Ack attack.
Ack.
Ack.
I have an email from Heather.
Oh,
Starts out, hi nerds.
Hi.
I should never second guess Wendy on her facts. Ooh. Got that in writing, Wendy.
Ooh.
He is Johnny on the spot. I watched the Flirkin scene on YouTube, and the person who posted it may have used Elaine Page's version of Memories rather than Barbara's version.
Interesting.
It looks like I have to get my poop emoji together and see the Marvels soon.
It's
Wendy,
good.
See it. Wendy, I can't believe you didn't tell us your parents' Betty Buckley story. If Dick Van Dyke gets some airtime, Betty certainly deserves some too.
I don't know anything about Betty. I just know that they worked with her at least for a little bit in some capacity in pageants.
Well, see if there's more there. Get the story.
And also, who's the lady who was a sports caster for a while? God, what was her name? I'll have to look it up. People probably don't even know who she is anymore.
Good content when we don't know the names of things.
I should. She was a Miss America sportscaster. She had a food line. Phyllis George. They worked with her too. That's all.
We're gonna want that story too. Get the scoop.
I don't really have a story. He just dealt with her like at the pageant.
I saw your post on the former Twitter, and I'm very excited that My Life is Murder is going to have a 4th season. That paired with season 11 of Oak Island, and the good times will roll.
Woo!
We'll be here. Season 94 of Oak Island.
Hell yeah.
On some wood.
I'll be watching it.
R.I.P. to the Pogues' frontman Shane McGowan.
Aw.
The most famous hit, Fairy Tale of New York, is one of my top 5 Christmas songs. If I don't hear it at least once, it's just not Christmas. Along with Fairy Tale, I need to hear Father Christmas by the Kinks, Sleigh Ride by Johnny Mathis, Christmas in Killarney by the Irish Rovers, and Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas by Judy Garland. So what are all your favorite Christmas songs? Take care, Heather.
Good question, Heather.
Y'all want to go first? Because I have answers.
I really like the what are they even named? I know them when I hear them. I'm like, ooh, that's my favorite. I like the canon, the Christmas canon one.
Bum, 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 bum,
No, it doesn't
bum,
sound like
bum.
that at
The
all. It's like,
bum.
no, it's like,
I know what you're talking about.
it's like kids singing angelically.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's one of I love that.
It's
song.
like Paco Bell's canon.
Yes.
Taco Bell?
Not Taco Bell's Chalupa.
No, I know what you're talking about. It's good stuff. Yes, that's one of my top 10.
Oh, okay.
I like that one. I really like the old school, like last Christmas I gave you my heart, but the very next day you gave it away. And I still really like the one with all of them singing. What do they know it's Christmas time? But
That is
fucked
such
up
a good song, man.
so
That is
dark.
so good, but it's so fucked up because that one line where they're like, and tonight, thank God it's them instead of you.
Yeah, I know.
So dark.
Thank God the other people don't
Are
have
suffering.
food.
Yeah.
At least it's not
At least
you.
they-
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
but
thanks,
I still
God.
love it. I still love it.
I like that song so much better than We Are the World. That was good stuff.
It's
Because that was
definitely more
like
of a bop.
We Are the
It's more of a
World was
bop.
America's like follow up to that one, and I totally prefer the
Interesting.
first one. Yeah.
I like rocking around the Christmas tree. I like anything with a bit of like a 60s kind of rock to it. I enjoy all that stuff. But I mean, come on, Mariah Carey. Can't get much better
for
than
sure.
that.
For sure.
You know, all I want for Christmas is Jews. What else?
I like all of Jewel's Christmas songs.
Oh, okay.
I really dig her.
Give that a listen. I didn't know that she
The
had
one
a-
I like is called Christmas Canon by the Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Oh,
a good one.
I see.
Yeah.
All right, Wendy, what about you?
All right. Here are my top 5.
Ooh, she's got
Not
a
in
list.
any particular order.
She
Although
does.
Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas Is You. It is
Jews.
a perfect song. I can listen to it all year long and never
That's a
gets
great
old. if anyone's tired of it, I don't know what's happening to you because it is a beautiful, perfect Christmas song, and I love it every minute of the day.
But how
also-
do you really feel about it?
I love it. It's perfect. I don't even want her to sing it again. Like its form as it plays all the time. Leave it alone. It's awesome. I don't want to hear a cover. I don't want to hear a remake. I just want to hear that. Also, "Oh Holy Night," but by the Judds. I love their version, but I like the song in general. I love "Oh Holy Night." That's my favorite, probably like religious Christmas song. But I especially love the Judds. "Jingle Bell Rock" by Barbara Streisand. Not Jingle Bell Rock, but just Jingle Bell. Jingle Bell, jingle all the way. Oh, I found it. It's a ride. One is like, hey, Jingle Bell, jingle bell. You know, it's Barbara Streisand. It's awesome.
Oh my, okay.
The Christmas song by the Chipmunks.
Oh no, Wendy.
Not
the Chipmunks.
That's a good one.
I just want my hula hoop. Love that song. And then here's where Wendy gets all up on her high horse.
You weren't already?
Oh, I'm big.
You're definitely
now more
up there.
so. "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas," Judy Garland, and only. First of all, the Judy Garland version is unparalleled. But if you're gonna do it, don't do the stupid, "Oh, we got to make it happy" version. Do the melancholy version as God intended. The one that says, "Until then, we'll have to muddle through somehow," instead of "Hang a shining star upon your highest bough," whatever.
Oh, I didn't
Don't
know
make
that
it
was a
cheery. It
switch.
was changed because people didn't want it to be all depressing. Like the Judy Garland version. Give me the melancholy, half depressing version of "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas," as sung especially by Judy Garland. And if I hear that other crap, get it out of my face. I just want the original.
Whoa.
The end. I will rant about that. Stop screwing up that song. Not everything has to be all perky. Sing it in
Just
its
lost
original
7
intent.
listeners.
No,
We've lost
stop it.
7.
Leave it alone. Make it. Sing the real version.
Wow.
So yes,
It's a
I get
Wendy
fired up about my
rant right
Christmas songs.
there.
And again,
You've been thinking about this for a while, haven't you? You just had it
Canon-
ready to go.
the canon song that you mentioned, Anna, it's also a big one. Also, "God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen" with, was it Sheryl Crow or no, it's not Sheryl Crow. It's like some version that's like plays all the time that I love. Also,
I'm not gonna lie, I love Christmas music.
I do too.
There's some good
I
ones.
love the drummer boy.
Yes.
I like Parum-pum-pum-pum.
Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum.
This one's controversial because it's a little rapey, but I love the
Oh.
"Baby It's Cold Outside" song.
I'm not a fan of that. Not because it's like rapey, but I just.
It's just
Merry
like his voice
Christmas,
is so
everybody.
deep. I just
Have
I
you
know
heard
it's
the?
controversial, but I love
Have you
it.
heard the PC version? It's annoying.
I don't want PC.
No, I don't either. I've heard it and it's annoying.
Yeah.
Yes, and a Christmas. Oh yeah, I love Christmas music.
Yeah.
As soon as
Let's go
I
on.
feel like once Thanksgiving passes, I don't want to listen to it a whole lot before, but after Thanksgiving, it's all I want. Bring it.
I forgot a couple. So there's, of course, the Charlie Brown's Christmas. That whole album is phenomenal. Christmas time is here. And that whole album is a little melancholy, and I kind of like it.
Melancholy's great.
It's haunting almost.
Yes.
And then for our Jewish listeners at home, how about Adam Sandler's The Hanukkah Song?
Oh, so good.
That's a great classic.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I hope I
It's
get
one of my favorites.
I hope I get a harmonica. Have a happy Hanukkah.
I also enjoy "Drink My Way Through Christmas" by Karen Kilgariff.
Oh, that's
That's a good one.
great. Also good.
Also good and
Yeah.
appropriate. What's a Christmas like movie you have to watch that like do you stagger it? Do you start on a day and you're like, I gotta watch this because I haven't really I already did the Happiest Season.
Oh, cool.
I watched that like right after Thanksgiving. But I've
Right.
got like a list of ones that I gotta check them off.
What
my-
are
it's
they?
Not Christmas. Well, I have to watch Elf because like
Okay.
freaking love Elf.
Sure.
Happiest Season is up there. Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas.
Oh, that's so cute.
Have to watch that.
That's good.
We always watch The Polar Express on Christmas
Oh.
Eve.
Mm-hmm.
I'm honestly a little over it, but it's tradition, so I have to keep doing it. It's really kind of boring, but everyone else is still into it. So But yeah, all the Peanuts ones.
Oh, I mean,
gotta
you got to watch Charlie
Yeah,
Brown Christmas.
Peanuts.
That's a classic. Christmas Story. I have seen it a million times, and I'll never get tired of watching it. It's
National
my
Lampoon's.
favorite Christmas movie. Yeah.
Gotta watch that.
What about you, Wendy?
Here's where Wendy goes off the rails again.
Oh, here we go.
I mean, obviously, I love like Rudolph and Charlie Brown and the TV ones. My favorite Christmas movies are Hallmark movies. I know.
Okay, that's okay.
A Godwin Christmas is my
Right.
favorite, and I'll watch it every freaking time it comes on. Nine Lives of Christmas, Nine Kittens of Christmas, Dear
Oh, boy.
Santa. Also, a Nutcracker Christmas and Crashing Through the Snow. I think we know why, but I don't have like the big screen films
Mhm.
that I just like. There's none of them that I'm like, oh, I gotta watch this every year. They're good. I mean, I know it's like Christmas Story, Elf. What's that one with the
Grinch.
Stewart?
Oh, It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life. Like all those movies. Like I just
Miracle
whatever
on 34th
reason,
Street.
these
Mhm.
freaking Hallmark movies have meant more to my life than any like big screen Christmas movie I can think of.
It's great.
And so yeah, like give me Godwin Christmas. I'm stopping down and I'm watching that. And there's a part where Kathy Lee Gifford makes me cry every time, and
Isn't
it's crazy.
Is Kat Burrell in that one?
She's in one of the other ones, but the
Got it.
original Godwin Christmas
Got
with
it.
Kimberly Susted and Paul Campbell. That's my favorite. But yeah, I don't know, and that feels weird to me. Like I'm surprised that those are the movies I love, but those are the ones I want to watch. It's like
You're
I got
so good at knowing right away when we ask
I
you
know.
a question.
She
You're like,
always
these are my
has.
songs.
Only
Bam, bam,
with
bam.
this.
These are my movies.
Only
I have
with
to
this.
Totally like.
for some reason, like some things I'm like whatever, but for whatever reason, I'm very hardcore in my Christmas song answer and my
Love it.
Christmas movie answer. I got 3 Kimberly Susteds and 3 Amy Acker movies. Those are my favorite Christmas things. I don't know
It's
why.
great. No one's upset about it.
No,
Wendy.
but I'm,
you can have
it
your
surprises
favorites, it's
even
okay.
me. It surprises me, but here we are. So
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
I know I would not peg myself for being the type to like, oh, these Hallmark movies are my favorite Christmas movies, but they are,
Okay.
and I don't understand it either.
It's good. Whatever fills your heart with joy.
It is, and they do, and I haven't seen my Godwin Christmas yet. I have seen Nine Lives of Christmas, but that's in Crashing Through the Snow. But I have yet to see Godwin Christmas. But
You know what my favorite Christmas song is?
What?
that song's from 2015, but it's still
What?
it holds up. I looked
We're
it up.
so behind the time.
I
Yes,
googled
of
it.
course
Well,
we
people
are.
still use it though. It's used all the time. It was produced. It was released on November 6th, 2015.
Wow.
Written by Jay and Jane.
Kind of a Christmas song.
Well, it can be.
I
if we
feel
want
like it
to
could be any holiday.
Apparently.
Wendy, do
I
you
have-
want to do the thing?
Yeah, I have mail. Package or a Christmas gift from Anne.
Anne gave you her package.
It's just a little something I saw and I thought of y'all.
That's so nice.
I'm opening now.
Opening the package.
What is happening? It's what? It's a Dolly Parton sugar cookie kit.
Get the fuck out of here.
Look, it's Dolly.
Oh, that is awesome.
Oh, yum. We need to make
Dolly
this.
can't stop, won't stop. She's got everything
Shouldn't
now.
stop.
I hope she doesn't.
We
stop
never
ever.
talked about Dolly at the Cowboys game, did we? Where she literally
No.
walked out in a
That's right,
Dallas
in
Cowboy
the
cheerleader
uniform.
outfit at
That
70
woman.
whatever years old. Dolly
She's
is unstoppable.
Incredible.
She can do whatever the hell she wants.
She certainly can. I will eat her cookies any day.
But
Yeah,
look
we
at
need-
the artwork on that box.
I
I know,
know.
it's great, isn't it?
Stunning.
Just so good. Yeah.
Look at that.
I would put that
she
on my
knows.
wall.
She knows what she's doing.
Thank you, Anne. I
That's
need to make
awesome,
these.
Anne.
When I get back in town, I'll have to make these and we can have a little get together.
Yeah, we'll do a whole thing. That'll be great. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Anne.
you.
You're
I
the
haven't
best.
tried any of
Tastes
Dolly's
like-
foods, but I want to. I don't think I have.
I have her mixes, but they're not just regular cake mixes. So I haven't made them yet because
They're complicated?
it's like add a stick of melted butter, add 42 eggs, add
Oh.
this, add this,
Oh.
add this, and this.
Oh my.
And I'm like, That's a lot of stuff, Dolly.
Why you have to
So-
make it so complicated?
Yeah,
know,
it's
she
like more
is-
than just crack some eggs, add some water, bam. So
That's that good old Southern cooking.
I know it slowed me down a bit.
We got some. Well, we got some Lucy Lawless news, really.
Lucy.
Nerd news. I repeat, we have breaking nerd news.
It's an all.
Lucy.
It's an Lucy.
Lucy.
It's an all Lucy news segment. I mean, listen, we could talk about Lucy all day, every day, if we had to. But I feel like maybe did she mention this when she was on with a former guest, Lucy Lawless? When she was on, when did she
Maybe.
talk about this?
She might have.
I think she may have just.
I know I've seen her
started it.
posting about it. I don't know
Yeah.
if she talked about it with us.
So she has made her directorial debut. It's a feature documentary. It's called Never Look Away. It's the story of Margaret Moth, New Zealand's most unknown famous person, in Lucy's words. This woman, Margaret Moth, was or is, I'm not sure what her current state of living is.
I think she's dead.
She was sort of like a videographer, like news, and she would be, in some of the most dangerous places in the world covering news stories. And Lucy made a movie about her. And guess what? The movie is going to be screened on the opening night of the Sundance Film Festival this year, which is kind of a big deal.
That's a big deal.
So
Yeah.
congratulations to Lucy. Can't wait to see this movie. And yeah, there's a way you can always see through the Sundance Film Festival. If you're not there in person, you can still screen movies through their online platform. So yeah, we should try to do that. But it looks incredible.
Margaret Moth was a photojournalist who worked for CNN.
There you go.
And she
She's
did pass away in
no-
2010.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. But yeah, I'm sure this is an incredible movie, documentary. Can't wait to see it.
Good for you, Lucy. Your directorial debut.
Yeah, pretty great.
Getting into Sundance, not bad.
Not bad at all.
She also has more reason to be happy.
Oh.
My life is murder.
There it is.
My life is murder. Season 4. We get season 4, and I feel like a horrible Lucy supporter. I have not yet watched season 3. I've seen a couple episodes, but I need to watch it. But you know what? That's a good show for like me and Mom when she's here for Christmas.
Oh yeah.
You're like, what should we
perfect.
watch? We'll watch My Life is Murder. I think she'd enjoy it.
That's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm very excited for her. Wouldn't that be crazy? What if this goes like longer than Xena? I don't think it will, but wouldn't that be wild? Like
it
she'll
could.
forever be Xena, but then this show goes longer. But that, that was 6 seasons, so we'll see.
Well, she's on her way,
Yeah. She'll still be Xena.
Always Xena forever.
Yeah.
And of course we'll see her at the Xena convention in not that long from now.
I know. It's really not like a month, just over a month,
Is
maybe.
it in January?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I got to get a ticket.
Yeah, we do. We have to make. Some
Did we get
plans.
photo op tickets with her, or did we talk about it?
We
Or was that
definitely-
last time?
I mean, we definitely talked about it.
I wonder if we
think we-
got them.
I don't think
Did we not get 'em?
I don't think we did.
I don't know if you did.
What-
All I got to say about that is, ooh.
I'm checking. I want to see if we did.
Okay, take a check. Take a look on that. We watched Nyad as a podcast.
Yes.
Ooh, wee, it did. I'm sorry, not sorry.
No, I think it's great. It's on Netflix. It's definitely, there is a gay twist to it. So if you are looking for a movie with a bit of a queer slant to it, Nyad is a movie you should watch. It is. I didn't know what to expect, but I really liked it. And it's of course about it's based on the true story of Diana Nyad, who was a very sort of well-known and respected swimmer. She was good at sort of marathon swimming, and she decided she was going to swim from Cuba to Key West. No one had ever done it. and she tried in her 30s and she was unsuccessful. And then the movie picks up where she's in, I think she's 60 actually when the movie picks up. And the description of the movie is the remarkable story of athlete Diana Nyad, who at the age of 60 and with the help of her best friend and coach commits to achieving her lifelong dream, a 110-mile open ocean swim from Cuba to Florida. Of course, it's starring Annette Bening and Jodie Foster. Just two completely incredible and astounding actors hanging out together. What a great cast this movie has.
Yeah. It was, first of all, let me just say, Jodie Foster looks freaking great.
Oh,
I was like,
oh my
what the
God.
hell? Does she work out? Like, she looked fit and toned and awesome. I'm like, Jodie, it's been a while since I've seen you, but how you doing?
How you doing?
Hey,
I
how
guess
you
for
doing?
some reason, since I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch it on Netflix in the morning. I'm doing other things, but I was watching it. I guess it's like you don't. I go into movies that I'm starting to watch out like, okay, it's on Netflix, as opposed to I'm going to the theaters to see a film. So I
Right.
guess maybe I expect less. I'm like, okay, well, they're in it. It's got some big names, but it's Netflix. So I'm not, but I was like, wait, this is really good. This is a
Yeah.
well done film. This is
Yeah.
really good. The acting's obviously amazing with the two of them. And I got totally sucked in. I'm like, this is a great story. And I've heard people talk about Diane Nyad as a person. Yeah, she's a freaking narcissist. It's all about her. She
She's a
can't
nut
stop talking about herself. She thinks everybody should just devote their lives to helping her achieve this goal.
And they did.
Her destiny.
And they did. But I
Yeah.
think they also feel this part of, what else am I doing? And I do like how she kind of demands, like, where's the excellence? People are just kind of sloughing through life half-assed. And I appreciate that. Like, she demands excellence of herself, but also her team. But yet she's a little overbearing. And I love the part, Jodie Foster is her best friend. She's like, she's so done with it. She's like, I've got a life of my own. My whole life does not revolve around you accomplishing your goal. Of course, but then she realizes, yeah, you're my person. And if you're going to kill yourself doing this, I want to be with you when it happens. Basically, I don't
I
want
want to
you
be the
do it without
last
me.
person.
The
you
last
see
person
before
you
you
see.
die.
And then there's the guy commanding, doing the boat, charting the currents, and he's got his own health issues. He's on his way out. He's
Yeah.
sick, and he's like, I almost like I want to be a part of something bigger than myself, something great. But yeah, it's a great film. At the end, she does, of course, spoiler. She makes
Spoiler.
it. I mean, that's why they're doing the film. At 64 years old, she makes it, and my God, it just looked horribly and agonizing to watch her finish it, even when she's acting. But just to think to do that as a person and to go through all that, and you're hallucinating and you don't even know what's happening. And she's like, just give me one good stroke.
Yeah,
just one good one. And
keep
I'm like,
going.
how do you? Her
It's
limbs are
terrifying.
going every which way. I don't know how. It
Yeah.
looked
The
agonizing.
jellyfish.
Credit to
ugh,
Annette Bening.
nighttime.
She sold the exhaustion. You got jellyfish. She has to put on this crazy suit.
When they put that mask thing on her face, like I couldn't breathe watching that
Yeah.
Mhm.
silicone mask thing. I was
Very
like, that is
claustrophobic.
ugh. But also like, yeah, she's totally narcissistic, and you're like, I can't believe her friends do this. But at the same time, I'm like, if I had the resources to be able to back up a friend, like if I could take off of work and spend the kind of time that they obviously were able to do and make those sacrifices, like I would want to do it too, because it's like, dude, if you believe in first of all, I want to be there when you do that. Like I want to,
Yeah.
I'd have total FOMO. I'd be like, yeah, it's a little crazy, but what if she does do it? It's going to be so awesome. I want to be there for that.
And you know what? Without the friend played by Jodie Foster in the film, could she have done it? Like, there's this whole scene where the friend kind of backs out. She's like, look, I got to do my own life. And then so she's trying to do it her own. She's trying to tell this guy, like, every so often you got to squirt this liquid in my mouth. So I'll have cow or whatever. And he's looking at her like she's crazy. It's like, she does acknowledge it's a team, but yeah,
like,
it's
yeah,
not like they just gave
need
up their
her.
lives to watch her do this. Like, they were an integral part of her being able to accomplish this.
Without them, she wouldn't have been able to do it. I mean, the
No.
guys who jumped in and fixed like the shark force
Yeah.
field thing,
Yeah.
like
Well, it was
you
a
have
force
people
field.
doing lights, like it's a whole this
and,
whole crew.
You know, she swam for what, like 30 or 40 hours straight. They all had to stay up for that long too. And these poor guys in the kayaks are just like, exhausted, following her along. Like, yeah, incredible. What an incredible experience they all had together. That's insane.
The resilience.
Yeah.
I mean, just like think about it when you're like doing something and you're like, oh, I got to do this for 20 minutes. Like, oh my God, we can survive so much more.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, after I did a marathon and I, not fast, I was not like some stud marathoner. I basically accomplished it. I went from start to finish. It took me a while. But after that, I would go to like an hour-long boxing workout class and be like, this is nothing. Like after you do something like that, you're like, oh yeah, I got to work out for half an hour. That's like literally nothing.
Right.
So I'm sure for her that was after that, everything is easy. But plus you're on the side of you're watching her do it, and just especially for like the friend, you're watching her hallucinate. You're watching her muscles not do anything that resembles swimming, and to be the person that like you have no like, do you pull her? Do you think she's gonna die and she's so close? But do you just like, okay, she looks like she might drown any minute, but yet I got to try to keep her going because she'll never forgive me if I stop this right now.
Right.
'Cause
Well,
this is
and
the
nobody could
closest
touch
we'll ever
her.
get.
Like, so
You
like
can't
when
touch her.
spoiler, when she jumps in and she's like, don't touch me, don't touch
Yeah.
me. And she's like, I'm not going to touch you. I'm just going to like be here and talk you through it. It's like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, how terrifying for her to be like, is this it? Is she going to die? And
Yeah.
Honestly, like I think, obviously this woman has incredible stamina and resilience, very stubborn woman. But also I think, honestly, this movie to me was about a friendship. And it was about two lesbians who are best friends. And it's not a love story. It's not about anything but their friendship. And I really liked that.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's based on a true story, and they're not going to fuck with it. But like, you don't see a lot of movies with lesbians who are just friends. I
Right.
thought that just kind of showcased their friendship was really cool and kind of refreshing. I think Annette Bening allowed herself to look terrible. She looked terrible.
Yeah.
Like, especially, that last, so she attempts the swim many times. And the last time, and she obviously does it, but like, it's Jodie Foster's character is like, hey, we're really close. You see those lights over there? That's Key West. And so they kind of just do a nice tight shot on Annette Bening's face bobbing in the water. She's swollen. She's got wrinkles all over. Like she just looks.
Her lips are like falling off.
they were falling off. She looks terrible, and that to me is like, okay, this woman is committed. She doesn't care that she looks terrible because Annette Bening is a beautiful woman. She doesn't care. She's in this character so much. She's dedicated so much. I just respect that so much, that you can look so terrible and your face is huge, especially if you're in a movie theater, that like you're okay with it. I thought that was astonishing. The music was great. Really good music. I didn't think it was going to be as fun to watch. This movie was fun to watch, and there's some dark stuff. You find out about her past and some trauma and stuff, but it's just a really entertaining movie. I mean, how can you beat Annette Bening and Jodie Foster going off each other in a movie?
Right.
It was so good. I really liked it.
Yeah. I mean, it really resonated with me today, like at brunch. And I was like, you might have had trouble finishing that mimosa, but I believed in you. And I was like, this is what friends are for. You can do anything. You can get to the bottom of that bottomless mimosa.
And you're like, I can't touch you. I can't touch you.
I'm not going to, I
but-
can't help you do it, but I will talk you through hiccups and all. I believe you can do this.
And age is irrelevant. Doesn't matter
Yeah.
how old you are.
Yeah,
You
Just
can
drink that
still
mimosa.
you can
do
finish
it.
that mimosa.
Or 3. It's fine.
It's
Just-
fine.
Hey,
do
it was
it.
bottomless. We had to get our money's worth.
We have no idea how many we had. That's how they get you.
You know what I like though?
Goblets.
I like that I'm starting to like, because I saw Leonard Bernstein, Maestro, and saw this. And I mean, it's like sometimes you think, okay, do you got to be a little off little something to achieve something like that. Like so narcissistic that you just want everyone to just basically fall in line and support you, whatever you do. Or,
I think
you
so.
know,
Yeah.
but then I think there's people that are like that, but they don't have that thing that they need to accomplish. Like there's people that can be narcissistic and basically just like Nyad, but they don't have the skill or the
Right.
mental strength
They're
or
not
the
an elite athlete.
goal or whatever. They're still like that. They just don't have the final result that makes you like, okay, well they're like this, but look what they did, you know.
But do you
Totally.
think those people like what happens after?
I don't
After they've chased that high,
Right.
Yeah.
what I bet you they go through like a huge depression and
Yeah.
search for like the next big thing. And if you can't find the next big thing, what happens to you?
Right. So what's cool about this movie is that there's lots of actual footage that they cut in, so you can actually see the real Diana Nyad doing all these different swims, and like she just has so much press coverage over the years. And after the end of the movie, during the credits, there's a lot of actual footage of Diana and some of her best friend, who Jodie
Bonnie?
plays.
Was it Bonnie?
Thank you. And it looks like she just kind of went on tour and like she did some TED Talks, she did some motivational speaking, and she she would basically use what she had accomplished to motivate other people and to show people that you could do whatever. So yeah, she just kept talking about it and relived it, you know what I mean? Like otherwise, yeah, what is she going to fucking do? Like she's going to be so bored.
Yeah. It was
think they're-
amazing too, like all the rules, like, she couldn't touch her. And then as she's walking out of the water, like
yeah.
she
my
was like,
God.
Oh,
your
that was
2
nerve-wracking.
ankles have to be out of the water
Yeah.
before like they could touch her.
Don't
Also,
touch
she's
her.
like
Don't touch her.
barely, like getting out of the water, and people wanted to like hug her and pat her on the back and all this stuff. And it was just like, no, two ankles have to be out of the water. And I was like, Jesus Christ, this is not like clearly she made it. Just let the woman go.
Can you imagine if someone had touched her at the end?
I would have been so mad.
you know, it,
Nightmare scenario. Oh my God.
and there's some controversy over certain things, and I don't know all the details, but like specifics of rules or paths or whatever. I'm like, okay, whatever.
No,
I mean, did she
did
do it? Regardless. And here's the thing, and I know there's specific rules. Even if her friend had gone and just kind of touched a little bit, whatever. What she did was ridiculously amazing.
Yep.
Right.
You know, and she
You're
may have
gonna
followed
judge her
every
from the
rule to the
couch? Come
T,
on.
but
Exactly.
you know, if she'd gotten one ankle out, I'd still be damn impressed. You know, whatever.
Right.
They've got their rules as far as documenting it and whatever, but it's just to do that and to do it at 64 years old after you failed 4 times, that says something.
Yeah.
Um,
Incredible.
I do things once, and if it doesn't work, I'm like, meh, I'm out. So I appreciate that. I appreciate the determination to succeed, even if you put all your friends through the ringer to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I think it's a good movie. I think people should watch
Yeah.
it.
Very much so.
Again, it's on the old Netflix. And if there's no other reason, you just look at Jodie Foster. She
Jodie
looks
Foster.
so good, and she's wearing mostly tank tops, and it works.
Yeah.
She looked good, Jodie Foster.
Sounded good.
Damn
I looked her up.
good.
She's like 61.
Really?
She looks freaking good. In this movie, she makes a comment like, Diana Nyad's supposed to be 60, and she's like, I'm only 58. I'm like, whatever. You look good,
Liar.
whatever age. You look fantastic, Jodie Foster. She's somebody I'd love to meet. Jodie Foster. I used to not like her as a kid when she was a kid actress. I don't know why. Maybe it was kind of like the gayness, and it frightened me.
Oh,
I don't know.
interesting.
But she annoyed me as a kid. And then I think it was Silence of the Lambs, and I realized, oh, she's awesome. Love Jodie
she's
Foster.
phenomenal. She doesn't really work very much anymore, right?
She doesn't need to. She doesn't need to. I don't know what she does. She does maybe little. I mean, she did this. I think she does little things here and there, but I think she's at that point of her career. I mean, I wish she would. I don't know if she's. Well, she's coming out at Fargo. Fargo's coming out next year. She's in. No, is it Fargo? No, True Detective. True Detective.
That's it. Yeah. No, that's gonna be cool.
Yeah. So that's coming out next.
I think next year.
January. I think it is 6 episodes.
That's
so
gonna be something to watch for
yeah.
her.
Good job,
Okay.
Jody.
Good job, Jody. And Annette. Speaking of something to watch, we finagled Anne to watch an episode of Encounters. It's a good and creepy one. It's called, I think is it called Visitors? I just had it and then I closed out the goddamn window on my
cat.
computer. I think it's called Visitors.
I think you're right.
It's the second episode. There's only 4, but you don't need to watch them in order. They are sort of standalone, kind of events that they dive into. And yeah, how about you? Do you want to start because you're sort of the
I'm the newbie. Have you
you're
guys
the
been watching all of them or?
I've only watched 2 so far.
same?
Well, this episode was about a school, the Ariel private school in Zimbabwe. And this took place September 16th, 1964.
And sorry, it's called Believers.
Believers
Yes.
is this episode. And it interviews people who were there at the time. And there were 62 children who during the daytime all of a sudden saw some like shiny thing, a big like light beam. And then they said there were multiple ships that came down and one big shiny one with lights on it. And then an alien. And they had like eyewitness accounts of the head alien. I don't know the one they talked to, in like a black neoprene type scuba-ish type suit, looking very like typical alien-ish, like how I would say an alien looks like if I were to describe an alien. Big head, big black eyes. This one had long hair though, which struck me as odd.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah, I usually don't think of them as having hair. But yeah, so they have like some footage of interviews with these children like around that time. And then some of these people who now are adults recalling the experiences. And I know it's weird. It's creepy. I don't know what to make of it.
It's very, very compelling and very, so yeah, there's 62 kids who all have a very similar story. And then there's this one guy.
It's all baloney. One guy.
He was like, yeah, I made it up. I didn't want to do the next class after recess, so I made it up. I told everybody that rock over there is actually a UFO. And everybody just ran with it. And they told the teachers, they told their parents. When this psychiatrist guy came to town to talk to them, they told him the exact same story they'd been telling from the beginning. Come on, dude. What are you talking about?
I know.
It was like...
That was weird.
It was weird, and I get like maybe you're embarrassed to admit that you saw what everybody else saw, or maybe you just want to have a bit of limelight, whatever. But like, how is every kid who says that they saw something, over 60 kids who say, yeah, no, shiny ship, and
here's
alien
what I
guy.
think with this guy, because I looked him up. I can't remember his name. I'm trying to find it now, but I've seen video of him when he was interviewed for another documentary they did.
Okay.
And at the time he talked like, oh yeah, we saw this thing, or I didn't see it as much as yeah. He didn't say anything about lying. I think he's been probably a screwed up kid from the beginning. He didn't see anything, and he's been trying to latch on to what it's the biggest thing ever to happen, probably in that part of, their world and to the other kids. And he's not a part of it. And I think he's been trying to be a part of it ever since. And now it's gotten to the point where he's just going to make up a lie and say, oh, yeah, it was a rock I told him about, even though none of the kids ever said, oh, yeah, this guy, he's the reason we saw it. No one's ever brought him up as having anything to do with it. That doesn't explain them seeing actual aliens in the stories they tell. And I think he's just trying to be a part of this by lying, and they wanted a contradictory view. And to me, it's like, that's the one thing on this thing. Like, there's there's nothing to back up what he's saying about making it up. I don't think there's any past video that I've seen that like he hasn't been saying this from the beginning. So it's like he just decides to say it now and they put him in. And to me, it does a disservice to what these kids saw by like this guy just decides to lie. And you can tell even in the documentary, he seems sketchy. He seems like angry about it. He doesn't come across as trustworthy or believable. And
It's like his only way to stand out is to go against the grain.
Exactly. And he was interviewed, I guess, for a documentary prior to this, and his stuff wasn't used. They probably could tell either, like, for one, he didn't really see anything, or he didn't seem legit. So he's like, well, how can I get into this one? Yeah, they're probably reaching out to kids from the past. And he's like, well, lying didn't help last time about seeing it, so I'm just going to tell people I made it up. And it's such a farce. Like, of course he didn't. There's no way him lying about a rock explains 60 plus kids seeing this. And people to this day sticking by the fact that a little alien was right there giving them messages about the environment.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that was weird too. Because like why would they say that? Like back during a time when nobody was really talking about the environment.
Right. Why would kids make up something like that?
Yeah, kids aren't going to be like, oh, they wanted us to be better to the planet and all this stuff. And like the one kid was even saying like I was saying trying to say like we shouldn't use this much technology, and that wasn't even a word that was like a word people used a lot then.
Right, it wasn't a common
we didn't
phrase.
have a ton of technology. Yeah
I
didn't love the show itself. Like I thought it was kind of sleepy, and I didn't really like the editing. Like it wasn't exciting enough for me. It was a little dry.
Okay.
And I don't know.
Did you want more explosions or something?
I wanted more like some more sound effects. I know, like cutting back and forth, a little more cutting back and forth.
A little more like Oak Island.
Yeah, I wanted more of that. I don't know. I'm a little suspicious though, because if you asked me to draw a spaceship, I would draw exactly what they drew.
Right. Fair.
Like, and if you asked me to describe or draw an alien, other than the hair,
right,
I would say probably similar.
Right.
It was like a very typical, I don't know. But they did all say this basically the same thing. I don't know.
And they've not changed their story. No one but that dumb kid has changed their story.
And it was daytime, so it was, and it was very close. So it wasn't like they were like you could see close, like 20 feet away. So it wasn't like anything was obstructed. They could see details on this alien.
Yeah.
But and then it got weird too, because like the one school teacher lady, how she said someone came and like did something to her stomach while she was sleeping.
Abducted. Yeah.
Right. So I don't know where it went there for a little bit, but there was nothing like conclusive. Like why I was hoping they would like sample the soil that was there. Like, couldn't they have done something? Like, I would just thought that maybe there could be some evidence other than just eyewitness accounts.
1994, though, like there wasn't anything. You basically the main guy that did the interviews was some psychiatrist who was they were trying to kick him out of whatever school he was at, Harvard, because they're like, he's an embarrassment because he's not treating these people who say they've been abducted. He's like he's not dismissing their claims, and he's approaching this from like, okay, you're abducted. Now, how do we take care of that? And they're like, he's embarrassing us and we need to get rid of him. And, and they showed scenes from Oprah where he went on there, and even she was like, okay, we got an episode on aliens, even she was making fun of it as she had him on there. So even back then, the topic was just not something at all taken seriously. It was like just crazy that people would not dismiss it.
And it was more like, it was more from the angle of these people than I felt like it was more about the people than the aliens.
Yeah.
So it was more about like their story, but it was all very surface level. Because they talked about how like the guy was doing them a disservice, that he should have been treating them all for mental illness, because obviously they were all mentally ill, which they can't all be mentally
62
ill.
Kids, come on.
Right. I mean, kids be crazy, but I just thought like there'd be something. Like even now you would feel like there'd be some science that could be like, if something would have landed in this area, we could still test the soil for like
Radiation.
I don't know, radiation
Yeah.
or like trace materials from somewhere else. Or I mean, did anyone ever x-ray the lady who says she has a microchip in her abdomen? Like they just let that go?
Who was that? The teacher?
Yeah, she
Yeah.
said like they did something to her stomach. She's like, it's probably a microchip. And it's like, what do you mean probably? Go to the doctor and find out.
Yeah.
That's one way to rule it out.
You know, and it's weird too. Like the kids, they're so believable as little kids. They're definitely like they're very sincere. There's no reason to doubt that they saw something, whether it was aliens or whatever. And they're all sticking by their stories. And it's weird because I'm like, I believe them. Like maybe they did see an alien, maybe they did see this thing, but then the teacher's like, oh, I came to my room and they took me. And then they said, do you want to come with us? She's like, no, because I've got my job. I need to take care of the school. And I'm like, really? But it's weird. It's like, I won't believe that, but I'll believe little kids saying they saw aliens and they talked to him about the environment through telepathy. And, I looked up video. There was this one kid from the experience, Emily Trim, and I found video of her on YouTube, and she seemed like this fairly normal chick. She was at a UFO convention and she was just talking about what they saw. And there was another guy there that you could tell was not coaching her, but maybe a little bit, but like helping her come out and tell her story. I don't know. She was a child of missionaries when they were there. So she didn't really stick around long after this whole thing happened. Her parents moved back to Canada, I think it was, or the States. And I was like, okay, well, she's a regular chick. Just tell them what she saw. And then I found her on Instagram. And this thing, whatever happened, her life has been changed by this. And if you look at this, Emily Trim is the name, and her Instagram, it's all this art, some of it aliens, some of it not. And then this automatic writing, which I didn't know was a thing, but some people do it, like if they're in some, like a trance or something. And she's got video, but she'll just like write left to right, then back right to left. And it's all the same sort of similar characters or pictures. And it's almost like she says she still has these encounters like with the beings that are like prayers, and she just writes this stuff. And she has 52,000 posts. Like she'll do numerous posts in a day of these writings or of this art. And I'm like,
whoa,
whatever happened, I mean, her life is a whole different thing.
Yeah.
Because of this.
Her life.
Whatever the thing was. So just things like that are just crazy to see.
And she's not making money out. Like she's not making money off of this.
And here's the thing. I listened to a podcast, and the guy that she's kind of working with this, he was the one who's like, you should sell this. And he was even saying like, she didn't want to sell it, but he's like, hey, it's the world we're in. People will pay for this, but she's just doing it because almost like she has to do it. And it's her art. But and I don't even know if any of it's for sale. I couldn't find anything, but he was the one pushing like, you should sell this stuff. And she's just doing it just to do it. And it's all like this alien theme. And
the two women that they talked to as adults were saying how like, it was like everything stood still and everything was quiet. And they were just talking like they weren't speaking, but they could hear like telepathy. Like the alien was talking to them just by looking at them, and they could hear the thoughts of what they were saying in their brain.
Yeah.
And then they said, and then when they stopped, all of a sudden, like all the kids just started screaming, like everything went silent, and then all of a sudden everything was loud again.
Right.
Like the kids talking and playing and all the stuff. Like that creeped me out because it was like, it wasn't even like, and then when she said the sound, it sounded like a flute.
That was creepy.
And her face, like she was terrified when she explained it.
Yeah.
And so it's like that kind of thing, like memories like that, like sound and smell, like those are things that can really bring back memories. So it's like, I don't know, like I feel like have they hypnotized these people? Like have they played flutes and seen like if they could tap back into things? Like, I don't know.
It sounds like they just kind of tried to lead normal lives after this.
Yeah.
And of course things like there was a documentary about it, and then now this special, but they've just kind of tried to go on about their lives, and it's a thing that happened when they were kids, but they don't have any answers, and they probably don't know what to make of it themselves, but they all still tell the same story.
I don't know.
Um,
Aliens freak me out. Like literally just pressing play on the thing. I was like in my head thinking, this does not mean I'm down with aliens. Do not come for me. Do not think. Like in my head, I'm just like talking to who? I don't know. But I'm like, this is not giving you permission to come visit me because I'm down with this whole idea.
So
And
by
it
watching
also
this,
isn't like
you don't
me
want to give
like
them permission.
no, I like very like it freaks me out because I'm like, I feel like if I believe in them, they'll be like, cool, cool, she's down with it. Let's go visit her. But if I say I don't believe, they'll be like, oh, let's prove this bitch wrong. I feel like I can't win, so I just try to stay like Switzerland, just real neutral on the whole thing.
Well, it's very compelling. It's well done, as we kind of said the last time. And it's pretty spooky, pretty creepy. You know, it's hard to argue with 63 kids who all really have a lot. Their stories are very similar. It's very they definitely saw something, and I don't think it was a rock.
Let's
No.
talk about those rocks for a minute.
Sure.
How did those rocks get like that? They didn't even explore that. Did you see those rocks?
Which rocks?
You don't remember the rocks?
I guess I don't.
The rocks were like kind of like Joshua Tree rocks, where it's like it was like a peak, but then there's a giant boulder like just balancing on top of the other boulder.
I think that was just like around that area. I don't think those are the rocks that that one kid specifically said that it was.
I feel like they were because I really focused on them. I think that's what was in the background. But like, how do rocks get like that? That could have been aliens. So, like, what about the pyramids? Like
Oh, boy.
how pyramids get there?
Do we have a show for you? It's called Ancient Aliens. It's on the History Channel.
Like, freaks me out. Come on. How could they ever finish that? It's probably aliens.
No, I don't think it's aliens, Anne. I think people had that technology.
You don't
back then.
know. You don't know.
It's a
All right,
lot
all
of
right.
work.
It is, and if they say Rome wasn't built in a day, neither was Cairo.
I don't know.
Hey, Anne, I was watching a thing yesterday, going back to Nyad, and I realized there's someone that kind of reminds me of you in the way they speak and their voice. And I don't know if you ever heard this before, but it was Amy Poehler. And she was actually talking about Free Solo, the movie where the guy climbed the mountain.
Oh,
boy.
yeah.
And she was on like a late night talk show talking about it. And when the way she described, like, it was funny, the way she talked about it, like, you know, how people in the documentary were saying, you know, you don't have to do this. And he was like, yo, I have to do this. It's just something I have to do, or he has to do whatever. It's like, no, you don't. No, you don't. Someone's checking the facts and figures. They discovered you don't really have to do this. But the way her voice and the way she talked about it and the sound of her voice, she reminded me of you.
Oh, that's a compliment.
I don't know if
Thank
I
you.
know
Huge
Amy
compliment.
Poehler's very cool, but the way she sounded and the way she talked and how funny she was, I was like, that reminds me of Anne.
Oh, thank you.
You're
You
welcome.
love me. You
I don't
really
know if you've
love
ever
me.
been compared to Amy Poehler, but
No,
it's funny
I get Melissa McCarthy.
oh, she's
I
great
used
too.
to go to a gym in Calabasas.
Calabasas.
Actually, I think it was Agora.
Oh.
But
Calabasas adjacent.
pretty much. And it was when I first moved here. My hair is long. And I kept getting these looks all the time. And then finally one day, the person who worked at the gym said, they think you're Melissa McCarthy. And I had been going there for like 3 weeks, like every other day. And I felt like I was self-conscious to begin with because I hate working out in front of people.
Yeah.
But I was just like, God, it's so weird. Like, does everyone like look at everyone here? And then finally she was like, you know, every time you come in, they think you're Melissa McCarthy.
Oh my gosh, that's fun.
That's really
Yeah,
funny.
it's funny.
Hey, there's worse people to be compared to.
I know. I was like, so now I just say I'm the discount Melissa McCarthy.
The low budget.
Low budget. Low budget.
Do you think you'll watch another one of these, Anne?
Maybe.
What?
Okay.
How could you not? It's
I
aliens.
used to not be able to watch this stuff at all. Like when I was, I don't know, in my 20s and lived alone, like this stuff would terrify me. But now that like I'm not such a I'm still a big chicken, but not as chicken.
That's it.
And I have scary dogs. I could probably watch some scary stuff.
All right. Yeah, because I definitely want to watch the rest of these.
For sure.
It's just so compelling and very well done. But yeah, and I feel like when Tara gets back, she's not gonna want to watch them.
No.
She doesn't like aliens.
She poo-poos it. Like Kat and I will get these big discussions about Oak Island or aliens or whatever because we believe.
Yeah,
And she'll scoff at us.
she's a big.
I mean, I'd much
poo-pooer.
rather watch treasure stuff
Yeah.
than alien stuff.
All right.
Aliens and ghosts are two things I don't want to. I'm neutral because of the same. Ghosts are the same feeling for me as aliens.
I see.
I don't want them to go visit.
Dude, I don't watch demon movies or shows because
Well, that's right. We were talking about it. You won't eat at Lucifer's Pizza.
No, I don't like the name.
You think the devil will enter your body?
I
through the
just don't like
slice?
the name. I don't want to eat like a Lucifer's pizza.
So
There's
you
plenty
eat a
of pizza
slice and you're like,
places.
"Ugh."
I don't eat no Lucifer's pizza. Come on now.
It's really good. You should try it.
Well, there's plenty of other pizza.
I have one note if we're done with encounters.
Yeah, I think
Mhm.
That I wanted to bring up because I saw it and it's celebrity adjacent. I thought it was funny.
Okay.
Have you seen Angie Harmon's pet squirrel?
No, I love squirrels.
Angie Harmon of Rizzolian Isles.
Sure.
Angie Harmon. She is on Twitter and she has a pet squirrel.
Okay.
And so she
Looking up
keeps
right now.
posting these videos with her, like she's brushing her, she's like, get ready with me and my pet squirrel. And she's like brushing her teeth and the squirrel is like climbing all over her sweater. And then there's like a Vanity Fair article
my
about how her daughter rescued this baby squirrel and she like fed it. She got up like every 2 hours to feed it. And like when it opened its eyes, she was the first person it saw. So it's like imprinted on her.
Oh boy.
And she's
Huh.
gaga over this squirrel.
Oh
And
my
it's
god.
the cutest thing
This
ever.
is so cute.
Because I love Angie Harmon. She's gorgeous.
Yeah.
And then
Yes.
now she got a squirrel.
So there's video of her just putting her makeup on, and the squirrel is just freaking out, running all around her. It's so cute.
Like just trying to get her attention.
Oh, it's so cute.
And
she
she's like,
has-
what? You want mascara? I'll put mascara on you.
And she has a sweater with like a little pocket in the breast,
Yeah.
so it can
Yeah,
just
she
hang
just
out
got
in
that.
there. Oh my god, this is so cute.
Mm.
Oh, I love a squirrel. This is great. Thank you, Anne, for turning us on to this.
You're
I would
welcome.
not have pegged Angie Harmon for a squirrel mom.
Me either. So then I had to give it a goog. And then that's when I found the whole article about it. It's
Aw.
like a thing she's been doing for a bit.
That's so cute.
Hmm.
I'm into it.
She does say that like once it's ready and if it can survive on its own, she'll release it into the wild. She's not sure if that's going to be able to happen,
Yeah.
but she's like, she knows she'll be very sad if that's the case, but she knows like, you know,
what's
it might
best.
not be the best place for it.
Yeah. That's really cute. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
And I would say we're not sure what our schedule is for the rest of the year, frankly. We're still kind of, we're all it's the busy time of year. Everybody knows
It's
that.
a very
right?
busy
It's
time
very
of year.
busy. So we're not sure when Tara's coming back. We're not sure when we're coming back. We're going to try to put one more episode up before the end of the year. We're going to try our darndest. But that might not happen. So please don't hold me to that. But we're going to try. And we have a couple of holiday themed ideas to share with y'all. So that could be fun. So please stay tuned for that. And thank you so much for jumping in yet again. We appreciate you so much for jumping in and helping us out. It's always a pleasure. So thank you so much.
No worries.
Thank you, Anne.
With a new car. And to thank you, we've pitched in. We bought you a new car. One that will be easier to get out of tight parking spots.
Ugh, that
Congratulations.
was so funny.
Well, I guess that's all we got.
That's
I'm
it.
feeling the mimosas, honestly. I'm going to bed.
I finally am not feeling the mimosas.
I'm just feeling tired.
I need water.
Oh.
I think I need more water.
I do too.
The mimosas also were very light. Like they just, they did it right. It was like a splash of orange juice.
Yeah, it was champagne heavy, which is exactly the way you want them.
Is how you
Right.
want it.
Yeah.
Especially when you're paying
what you're paying for.
$25
Mm,
I think we got our money's worth.
for
we
sure.
did in good times and socialization and
We had a blast.
all the other things that we paid for sitting there drinking
Yeah.
our
Comfort
mimosas.
and joy.
That's right.
Tidings of comfort and joy.
We're on the Twitter.
Oh,
I don't know if y'all wonder about that, but we are at Snot Podcast with 1D.
we all are also on Instagram and Facebook. I think it's at She Nerds Out Podcast.
Sounds good.
And you can send us an email to shenerdsout@gmail.com. Go to our website, shenerdsout.com. You know, you can pick up some merch for the Snop Tart in your life for this holiday season. You can buy us a beer. You can send us a voicemail, send us a message. It's one stop snopping.
You can send all your holiday cards to Snop P.O. Box 6732, Sunny Burbank, California 91510.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know that, but I'm glad y'all know that. we love your mail.
We love it. Gotta have
Well,
it.
we hope we see you again for the holidays. I mean, one or two of us might. Well, not one, because you can't just have a podcast
What
with
if
one.
it was just one of
It's-
us?
It's
difficult.
just Wendy
Well,
ranting
it could only
about
be you,
Christmas
Cass, 'cause
movies.
as we've established, the other two of us don't know what we're doing. So only you two could actually do it by yourselves. But
What if it was
you know,
Anne? What if Anne just did a solo
Just did a
episode of
snop?
Snop? That would be amazing.
Might come to that.
It would probably be really good.
Probably,
our-
I'm sure it would
might
be.
be our
Look, I'm
highest-
going
I don't
I gotta
know.
go to Dallas, so I just I won't be here next weekend. I know
People who
that.
do a podcast by themselves, I don't know how they do it.
That's rough.
Just talking about whatever you want to talk about. Just talking.
It's rough.
Yeah, I don't think I've listened to one like that before, without a guest, at least.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what you get. There'll be somebody here,
gonna be great.
hopefully.
You're gonna love it.
And if we don't see ya till the new year, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy New Year. What else is there? Ooh.
Ooh.
But we'll be around. We'll be back. Some capacity. And thank you for joining us this year on the Snop. It's been a crazy year. I feel like we took a month off and then we took more time off because people traveled and people had life stuff happen. And it's been 2023 is going to do, for me anyway, one of those years that I'm like, good riddance. We'll see you. Moving on. I don't.
It's been a bitch of a year.
It has been a bitch of a year. I think I'm ready for the next one.
I feel like we always say that at the end of every December.
Honestly,
every December, it's always like, ugh.
I mean it this year.
No
Yeah,
shit.
me too. Honestly, there's been a lot of years where I hear people say that, and I'm like,
Totally.
I had a good year. I don't know. It was fine with me. But this year, it was
Fuck it.
not the best. Not the best.
2024 better not be like, hold my beer.
Oh God. Please.
Yeah. Calm down, 2024. But anyway, so hope all those things, all those greetings, all those wishes, and we'll either see a one more go around this year or in 2024. But until then, whenever it shall maybe, not shall be, she nerds out.
She nerds out. We're girls that like nerdy things. Nerdy things.
One more day.
One
One more day.
Another day, another destiny.
One day.
One more day.
All right, let's go. All right.
Tomorrow, your
Recording.
ugly words